Hey, what's up, traders? I hope that the guide has been treating you well so far and that you're able to follow along fairly easily. I'm making this video to talk about support and resistance. I think it's easier sometimes to learn something from looking at something as opposed to just reading text, okay? So what is support and resistance? Support and resistance are two of the most utilized techniques when conducting technical analysis. Okay, they're methods that you use when you're analyzing charts to identify, where a stock may be a good buy and where a stock may be a good sell. Okay, so typically what you like to do is buy. You want to identify the support, right, and then you want to buy at the support because you're buying low, and then you want to sell at the resistance, so you're selling high. So buy low, sell high, okay? And support and resistance can be utilized on any time frame. On Thinkorswim here, I actually have this pulled up on my weekly chart. You have your daily 1 hour, 5 minute chart. Resistance and support can be found on any of these time frames, but they're most widely used and most effective on the larger time frames. Okay, so the daily chart, the weekly chart, the 4 hour chart. That's what we're looking at here. So I have the weekly chart pulled up here for ticker UAL. This is United Airlines. And let's just identify some support and resistance. Okay, so I'm going to grab my price level tool here, and I can see that just in the past, what is this, year or so, we've been bouncing around, right? So we have this nice up and down motion. So for me, I want to identify where is the support. I see it most right here. It's how many times have we bounced off of an area, right? So one time, actually, if you want to go back here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times we've bounced off of this area. Okay, in the past, what is this, about a year and a half or so? 5 times we've bounced off of that support. That is a fairly strong level of support. Okay, so on the flip side, where's the resistance, right? Where are we when we bounce? Where do we go to? Right here, I see we did break through the resistance, but we came right back down. So right here, I see resistance, resistance, resistance. We broke through, met some resistance here, broke through. Okay, so then I can say this area right here around $90 is resistance 1, with my next area of resistance being at around $94. That would be my resistance 2. Okay, so here, here, and here. Okay, so the idea of support and resistance is that when the stock falls down around this $78 level, this may be a good price to buy. Understanding that nothing is ever exact in the stock market, so maybe I won't buy right at 78. Maybe I'll wait for it to bounce off 78 and see if it can reclaim 80. Maybe I'll buy it at 80. But you can see, so right now, we're coming down. We're right around this 78 and 80 level. Okay, so I may be looking to buy this stock once it reaches this area and holding until it gets back up to 90. Okay, so just a quick recap. Support is an area where a stock typically bounces. Resistance is an area where a stock doesn't like to rise more in price, so it typically bounces, but it comes down. Okay, and the market doesn't forget. So if I go into a smaller time frame, let's say the daily chart, yeah, you can see when we get up close to these resistance points, we have some consolidation, right? So the stock's moving sideways. It's kind of deciding, should we break through this resistance? Do we have enough power to break through the resistance? Nope. Okay, come back down, bounce off support. We're going to push up, hit this resistance again. We're bouncing around. Nope, not enough power. We're going to come back down, bounce off support. And then again, this time we did break through, hit resistance 2, and came right back down. So that is support and resistance in a nutshell. Let's take a look at some other tickers for practice here. The next one I'm looking at is Facebook, FB. Okay, and I'm going to go out to the weekly time frame. I want to identify a resistance point, and I'm just going to go off the top of these candles here. Okay, so I can see we hit resistance point 1, resistance point 2, and the third time we hit the resistance point, we broke out, right? So if I was trading Facebook, you know, I would look to, I'd keep an eye here at this 210 level to see if we break out of 210, we have room to go higher because we've broken the resistance, right? Let's look at another one here. Google, Googl is another one. So I already have this line drawn here. Support and resistance, guys, it doesn't need to be horizontal, okay? It can be, you know, you can grab this tool here, this trend line tool, and you can draw yourself a diagonal resistance or support zone. I would just be wary of that because, you know, as a newer trader, you can be biased when you're drawing these trend lines. Okay, so I would stay away from that for right now. Focus on horizontal support and resistance. Let me just delete this so you don't get confused. And stick with that. You know, over time you'll be able to identify those upward trends with support and resistance. But for now, let's focus on horizontal support and resistance. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to notice is this support right here, right around this $1,000 level. So it was previously a resistance, and then it turned into a support when it bounced right here, and almost again right here. So, you know, you have to understand that, again, nothing is ever 100% in the markets, you know, so think of this as like a support zone. Okay, and then where is my resistance? I see resistance right here at 1300. So this is my resistance, resistance, resistance. Okay, and the third time we hit that resistance, we broke out. Again, much like Facebook, indicating that we were going to move higher on the move there. So just looking at this chart, I could see, okay, where is a good buy? I'd like to buy around this $1,000 level. Where's a good sell? I'd like to sell around this $1,300 level. You know, and you could have capitalized on this a couple of times throughout the course of the past 2 years. So again, guys, support and resistance, let's think of it as horizontal levels, as areas that is never 100%. Okay, can be identified on any time frame, but the stronger the stronger support and resistance lines will be found on the larger time frames. And support and resistance is used to indicate a reversal area. So, you know, it's likely that we're going to reverse at this 1300 level. It's likely that we're going to reverse from falling to rising around this $1,000 level. That's all that I have for support and resistance, guys. I hope that this video has helped you out.